Hello everyone. So we are going to start the part 5 from the unit distillation. So in this unit we are going to discuss three different types of distillation apparatus. So let's start our presentation. So the next type of instrument that is used in the distillation process, it is the molecular distillation. Basically the model is centrifugal molecular distillation still. So this diagram I have already shown you in the previous presentation. So how this type of distillation it takes place, let's discuss. See, the principle is very simple. As in this method of centrifugal molecular distillation still, in this method the liquid feed is introduced into the vessel. The liquid feed means the liquid which we want to distill, right? So the liquid feed, it is introduced into the vessel, which is rotated at a very high speed by virtue of the centrifugal action, and this speed or this rotation, it is achieved by an electric motor which is fitted with the instrument, right? Now, on account of the heating, once the liquid it is heated, the vaporization occurs from a film of liquid on the side of the vessel. See, this is the vessel, right? So in this vessel the liquid will be forming a layer over the side of the vessel, right? So once you start heating the instrument, the liquid, as they are forming a film, from the film slowly and steadily the vaporization process will take place. Next step is that the vapor molecule, it travels a very short distance. So from this wall the vapor molecule will travel a very short distance to the condenser, which is present adjacent to the wall of the vaporizer or the wall of the bucket, whatever it is, right? So each molecule is condensed individually, which we want to maintain, right? So the distillate is subsequently further collected. Let's see the construction. So how it is made. See, it is actually consists of a bucket shaped vessel having a diameter of 1 to 1.5. This is a bucket size vessel. Just ignore this part. See, this is a bucket size vessel with a diameter of 1 to 1.5 meter, right? Now it is rotated using a motor here. Actually it will be rotated, this part it will be rotated by using a high speed electric motor. Now radiant heaters, to heat the liquid we will use the radiant heater. This radiant heater, they are placed, right, they are provided externally to the heat, to heat the fluid in the bucket. So this is the bucket, right? This dark color line, this is the bucket. This is the bucket, right? This dark color line. Now here this is the motor is fitted. The motor will revolve the bucket. So here you have the radiant heater. This radiant heater will heat up the surface of the bucket, this surface of the bucket, right? The next step is that the condenser, once the liquid it get heated here, immediately it will take this minimum part to reach the condenser. Here in the condenser the liquid will get condensed, right? So now to this whole chamber, starting from here ending at here, the whole chamber it is enwrapped within a vacuum connection, right? So the vacuum pump, it is connected to the entire vessel at the top, and then there are provision for introducing of the feed. So the feed, we are going to give the feed from here. The liquid which we want to distill, we are going to supply from here. This will take this part, I am showing in the arrow, just see it. This will take this part, it will come here. You see the pipe has opened now, so it will flow in the bucket in this way. The feed, it will introduce from this right, this is the direction, it will go and it will reach the bucket, right? And what about the product? The product can be collected from here. You see the arrow, the product can be collected from here, right? And whatever the residue it is present, the residue will be collected via this pipe, and this residue can be again reused and it can be considered as a feed for the next turn. So let's see how it works. So the vacuum is applied at the center of the vessel. First of all, you need to start the vacuum pump. Next step is that the bucket shaped vessel is allowed to rotate at a very high speed. This bucket shaped vessel, now it will rotate at a very high speed by the virtue of the motor which is fitted here, right? So the feed it is introduced from the center of the vessel. I already shown you how the feed will be introduced. The feed is provided here, it is introduced here, it will traverse this part and finally it will reach the center of the vessel, right? Now due to the centrifugal action of the rotating bucket, see this bucket it is rotating, so whatever the liquid it will come, by virtue of the centrifugal force this liquid will be thrown out to the wall. The liquid will be thrown out to the wall of the vessel. Thus this liquid will form a film. This liquid will form a film over the bucket by the force, that is the centrifugal force. Now from where the centrifugal force has come? The centrifugal force has come due to the rotation of this bucket by this rotor, right? So since the radiant heaters, these are the radiant heaters, they will heat this surface, the liquid evaporates directly from the film. So once the liquid has formed a film over the surface of the bucket, the radiant heater, once they will start the process of heating, the liquid it will get vaporized and it will come to the condenser. So the next step it is that the vapor, now molecule it will travels its mean free path, regarding which we have already discussed in our previous slide. So it will travel its mean free path and then it will strike the condenser. So once it will strike the condenser, the vapor will get condensed into the liquid, right? So the condensate whichever it has formed, it will be collected in the another vessel. So this is the collection of the condensate or product. And the residue which is collected at the bottom of the vessel, it is recirculated. This residue can be recirculated in the form of feed for the next cycle. The next type it is the molecular distillation. This type of instrument it is known as wiped film molecular distillation still. So this is the wiped film. I am showing you before starting the process. See, it is same to that of the earlier one. It is a vessel which is having the feed at the top, right? The feed inlet it is at the top. This chamber it is associated with a rotor. Now this rotor have two shafts. These two shafts they are connected to this two wiper. This is one wiper, this is another wiper. These wipers are made up of PTFE, so it's a polymer, right? And these are the condenser, right? And these are the jacketed heaters outside. These heaters will heat up the liquid as it will form the film. Now how it will form the film? By virtue of wiping, by this rotor. By this rotor will move this wipers. This wiper will form the film over the surface. These are the heaters, the jacketed heaters. They will heat up the liquid, and these are the condenser. So finally you can collect the residue here and the product can be collected here, and this whole chamber it is connected with a vacuum pump. So let's see the construction. The vessel it is made up of, or it has a diameter of 1 meter, right? First of all, next thing is that the wall of the vessels they are provided with suitable heating jacket. So this is the heating jacket here and here. These are used for heating the liquid. Next, the wipers are provided. These are the wipers. These are provided. These are connected, right, with a rotating head through the rotor. So these wipers can be rotated in a circular way as it is connected with the rotor. The next thing is that the condenser are arranged very close to the wall. So these are the condenser. So these are arranged very close to the wall to avoid the molecular collision. Now the vacuum pump it is connected to a large diameter of pipe at the center of the vessel. So this is the vacuum pump which is connected. So the provisions are made for collecting the distillate and undistilled or undistilled liquid residue at the bottom. As I have already shown you, the product can be collected here, whereas the product can be collected here, whereas the residue can be collected at this point. Now how it works? Simply the vessel is heated by suitable means by which this jacket will be kept on. This jacket will start heating the vessel, right? The next step is that the vacuum is applied at the center of the vessel and the wipers are allowed to rotate. Now the next step is that the vacuum is kept on and the wipers, they will now allowed to rotate. This wiper, while moving, they will form a layer of the liquid. They will form a film of the liquid over the vessel. So see, the feed is entered through the inlet at the top. Here the feed will be entered, right? Now as the liquid flows down the wall, it will form a continuous film. The wiper, I have already told you it is made up of PTFE. PTFE is nothing but polytetrafluoroethylene wipers. PTFE is a polymer. So this PTFE wipers will make a continuous film of the feed. They are moving at a very high rate, moving at a very fast rate, almost 3 meters per second. And the velocity of the film which is produced, the velocity of the film, it is 1.5 meters per second. With that speed, the film will be produced. Now how it works? Since the surface is already heated, this surface is already heated by this jacket, right? So the liquid films, it immediately evaporates. Once it will form the film, once the feed has introduced, the wiper has moved in a circular motion within this cylindrical device, it will immediately get evaporated, right? So the vapor molecule or the molecules, they will travel their mean free path and they will strike the condenser. So the next step is that once they will strike the condenser, they will get converted into the liquid or the condensate. It is collected in the vessel. The residue which is left off can be collected here, right? And it can be recirculated by introducing into the feed. So the capacity of this type of instrument, it is almost, it has a capacity of 1000 liter per hour. It can distill 1000 liter per hour. The next concept, it is the steam distillation. The name itself suggests steam distillation, means we are going to use the latent energy which is entrapped within the steam. So steam will be used to perform the distillation. So basically the steam distillation, it is a method which is carried out with the help of or with the aid of steam. So it is used to separate, basically steam distillation, it is used to separate high boiling substance from non-volatile impurities. You should remember this. Steam distillation can be used to separate high boiling substance from non-volatile impurities, or you can separate immiscible liquid. So we are going to take one example. See, the boiling point of turpentine oil, all of you have heard, right? So turpentine oil, the boiling point of turpentine oil, it is 160 degrees centigrade. But it has been found that if we mix water and turpentine, right, the boiling point of the mixture of the water and turpentine, it is 95.6 degrees centigrade. See, it has come down. So what is the reason? See, at this temperature, actually the vapor pressure of the water at the temperature of 95.6 degrees centigrade, the vapor pressure of water is 647 mmHg, whereas the vapor pressure of the turpentine, it is 113. So if we make a mixture of water and turpentine, the total vapor pressure of these two will be equal to 760 millimeter. That is the normal atmospheric pressure, right? So you see, which is the normal atmospheric pressure? Does high boiling liquid, as this is a high boiling liquid, to boil turpentine we need to give 160 degrees centigrade. But if we mix turpentine with the water, the boiling point of the mixture come down to 95. So to mix, so thus to boil a liquid, with a high boiling point, if we add distilled water, then the temperature of the boiling point of the mixture, it will come down. See, here the temperature has also come down less than 100 degrees centigrade. As we all know that the boiling temperature or boiling point of the water, it is 100 degrees centigrade, but the mixture, you see here the mixture have a boiling point of 95.6 degrees centigrade, means it is less than that of the boiling point of the water. So how it works? A mixture of immiscible liquids begin to boil. A mixture of immiscible liquid, water and turpentine, just remember in your mind, they begins to boil when some of their vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure, right? So in case of mixture of water and turpentine, which we have already discussed, the mixture boil below the boiling point of the pure water. The boiling point of the pure water is 100 degrees centigrade. Though the turpentine boils at a much higher degree temperature. What is the boiling point of the turpentine? It is 160 degrees centigrade, right? So application of this, it is used to separate immiscible liquid mixture like water and toluene. It is used in the extraction of much lower temperature to protect the decomposition without loss of aroma. For suppose volatile oil or aromatic compound are those compounds which have aroma, or you can say smell, right? So aromatic compounds which are obtained from the crude drug or herbal drug, if we heat the aromatic compound in the process of distillation, what will happen? The aroma will go out. So to reduce, it is always preferable to distill those substances by reducing the temperature. So how we can reduce the temperature? Simply by mixing with a non-volatile liquid like water. It will do? It will lower, or it will bring down the boiling point, right? Next is application of this method. It is in the extraction, or you can say in the to extract the volatile oils like clove oil, anise oil, eucalyptus oil, and even purification of essential oils like almond oil. Even camphor, it is distilled by this method. Aromatic waters are prepared by this method. And limitation, what is the limitation of this method? It is not suitable when two immiscible liquids it react with one another. Say turpentine oil and the water, it is not reacting with one another, or water and toluene, it is not reacting with one another. But if we take two components which are reacting with one another, preferentially one will be water, another one will be the component, and that condition, if they are reacting with one another, this application cannot be done. Now how it is made, the construction. Let's see the construction. So we will have a metallic steam can. This is the metallic steam can. This is a metallic it is a metallic can. It is known as a steam can, right? So it will have a cork here which two hole, one hole, the second hole. So it will have two holes, right? Next thing is that safety tube is inserted here. This is the safety tube. It is inserted in the hole. Why it is inserted? The safety tube, it is inserted up to the bottom. This safety tube, it is inserted in the metallic can hole up to the bottom, just to maintain the pressure in the side steam. If we keep this, it will maintain the pressure in the side steam can. Moreover, when the steam comes out from the safety tube, if steam it is coming out from the safety tube, it indicates that your can has become empty. So generally from this tube steam will not come out, but if somehow the steam has come out, it will indicate that your can has become empty, the water is finished here, right? So through the other hole, through this hole, right, a bent tube, this is a bent tube, a bent tube is passed, and the other end of the tube is connected to a flask containing non-aqueous liquid in which it is dipped. So here you see, from here the steam will be carried by a bent tube, right? It will bring the steam here. The steam, the water is present here, right? You are heating the water, the steam has produced, the steam will come through this part, right, through this bent tube. It will reach here in this round bottom flask. Here you are having the organic, impure organic liquids, like suppose here you are having the turpentine, right? So what will be the next step? From here the flask and condenser, it is connected to the delivery tube. So from here you will have one outlet which will carry the steam which has been produced here. Now how the steam will be produced here? Simply just see, here water is present, we are heating the water, right? So this steam is produced here, this steam will come here. The steam, as it is carrying the latent heat, once this steam is mixed with this liquid, it will again start evaporating. Moreover, here also we are giving the heat. So now this steam, whatever the vapor it has produced here, the steam it is carrying the heat, right? So whatever vapor it is produced here, it will be carried out by this tube and it will go through this condenser and finally it can be collected. So this is a condenser. Here the fresh water or cold water can be inserted, and from here the water, after the circulation from this part, it will go up, right? So the condenser is connected to the receiver with the help of an adapter. Now the provisions are made to heat both the steam can, this is the steam can, and the flask separately. So here two separate sources of heat are or can be placed simultaneously. So that's all from these three types of instrument. Hope you have understand. So thank you everyone for your patience hearing. If you like the video, just press the like icon. You can share this video with your classmates and colleagues, and for further notification from this channel, do subscribe my channel. Thank you once again.